Let me hit the record button. And let's make sure we are recording. I believe we are. Okay, cool. Well, good morning, everybody. I should probably change my background for the recording, shouldn't I? Shouldn't be in a bar, right?
With this crowd, I think it's okay.
I know, but I'm going to be able to cut this tape, so I'll use this somewhere else. Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to FABA. Today, we're going to do a presentation on the basics of Google. Somebody is chatting. Hello, all. Can't figure out how to get my microphone to work. That's okay, Abby. You got plenty of time to figure it out, and so we can get to questions. So if somebody could chat with Abby and help her through that, that would be great. Okay. All right. So let's get started. This is just, again, basically Google My Business basics. This is not going to be for the more experienced Google My Business user. I wanted to make sure that we were just helping people get started. First thing we have to talk about is why this is important. Google's like any other business, and a lot of people don't realize that Google is really trying to make a play to become the one stop for everybody searching for anything. They're really trying to stop people from getting into a business's website because they want to keep everybody on their interface as long as possible. Of course, the longer they're on their interface, the more they can monetize those users. So the website is, your knowledge panel is becoming the new website. Google gives a lot of information in that knowledge panel, and they're just increasing the information that they give as we speak. So they're really trying to make a concerted effort to keep everybody on their search engine return page. That's why it's very important. This knowledge panel is huge for local SEO. Also, that knowledge panel feeds the map. And this is called the map pack, and everybody has seen this. You usually have one ad up top, and then you end up with 3 organic local search listings in the map pack. The knowledge panel directly feeds this map pack. We, as Stafford Technologies and Contracted Websites Plus, we have more of a national audience, so we never made a local SEO play before until I started doing these videos. And just in 2.5 weeks, I've gotten myself up to #1 on the map pack. Just by getting in and doing these adjustments to your Google My Business profile can have a profound effect on where you are landing in local search. And as local business owners, the local search is the most important thing. It's critical to running any kind of business nowadays, especially with everybody being in the home and on their devices. So basically, if you're a local business owner, you can't ignore Google My Business any longer. The map pack gets about 50% of total clicks on desktop search. That's the first place people click, because everybody knows the stuff above it is ads, and they don't want to click on the ads. They know that the map pack is organic. And in fact, that first spot in local map pack a lot of times is a paid ad. People skip that as well. They go right to #2. The map pack is going to position your business as the most relevant for people locally. And it's also on mobile devices. 50% of clicks on map packs translate into a sale. So the map pack is huge on mobile. In fact, when you do search on mobile, the map pack is the first thing that you see rather than the traditional Google Knowledge Panel. Okay. How to claim your Google My Business listing, very easy. If you've already been indexed, which is most people have already been indexed, Google goes to other indexing sites and grabs information and creates a basic profile for just about everybody. And they do this on a regular basis, so they're always cultivating and farming for new businesses. It's very easy to do. Just search for your business and in the map or on Google search, and you can click the button on map that says claim this business, or on search, you can click the own this business, claim it now button. Once you click the button to claim your business, there'll be a series of steps you'll have to complete to set up and verify your business. Step 1 is basically sign in. If you don't have a Google account, create one. Step 2, once you're in, you'll be able to click the button that says Manage Now. Step 3 is you'll choose a way to verify your business. So claiming your business when the profile is already created is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. There are several ways to claim your business. Not all of these will be available for all companies. The phone verification is not available for most. The email or the postcard is usually what you'll be able to do. That depends on the business that you own. If you want to create a Google My Business profile, it's a little bit more complicated. There's about 10 steps involved, but it's not hard. You can go to google.com/business, click on Manage Now button. It's going to, again, ask you to sign in. Then it's going to ask for the business name. This should be your official business name because this is the name that Google is going to go out and check and reference against all the federal, state, and local directories to make sure that you are a real business. Then you're going to choose a category. Categories are a touchy point for a lot of digital marketers. Google has about 3,000 categories in there now. They can definitely use some improvement. Just as an example, Patty owns 610 Merchant Services, and there is no category for credit card processing or merchant services. You kind of have to pick business to business services. So you got to find something close if you don't find your exact business. You can later on, you can get in and with your settings, and you can set some different categories that aren't official primary categories, but they are still things that will show up in your Google Knowledge panel. So with the categories, just get as close as you can to what you normally do. Next, we're going to talk about location. Google's going to ask you if you have a location that customers can visit. Don't lie, yes or no. It doesn't matter anymore. It used to be that people would click yes and they would send postcards to these dummy mailboxes or UPS stores or stuff like that. It doesn't matter anymore. Google understands that people work virtually, so having a virtual service-based business is okay. Just you have to be careful when you create your service areas. So you choose yes and no. Be honest. If you have a physical location, it's going to ask you to add your address. It's then going to ask you if you serve customers outside the location. If you do, it's going to ask you to load in your service areas. Loading in your service areas is going to be what happens if you say no to this question here as well. If you say no, it's going to go directly to service areas, so you can post up all the service areas that you work in. Susan, I'm just going to mute you right now. Okay. Keep in mind that Google My Business is really a local play. So if you are a service company, it's not wise to put the United States. You may be able to do business in the United States, but for your Google My Business listing to be relevant, you want to pick your local community. Start with your local community, and then as you grow your business, start improving that in your Google My Business service areas. Go local, regional, then national, and do it slowly in a progression so that Google understands where your real business is and where you prefer to do business locally. Okay, next it's going to ask for your contact info. This is the stuff that Google is going to show to its searches. And then you're finished, but not really, because now you still got to verify. And same as when you claim your profile, it's going to ask you how you want to verify. And once you choose the preferred method, you'll be able to verify via postcard, phone, or email. Postcard, everybody's been through that drill, I think. You kind of wait for, it says 3 to 4 days. Sometimes it takes 3 weeks. I just did one for a customer on Friday. She emailed me yesterday and said, I got my code. That was over the weekend. In 3 days, she got her code. So it all depends on where you are in the queue. Again, not everybody's going to be able to verify their business via phone. That depends on the kind of business you are. And not everybody's going to be able to verify via email. Again, it depends on what kind of business you are. One of the things that people always ask is, what if I can't claim my business, somebody else has claimed it? Or you've lost the email that you originally claimed your business with. Happens all the time, constantly. Google My Business Help is a great place to go to find that information. Again, this is something that I'm creating for a book I'm writing on Google My Business, so I don't want to go ahead and read through all of this and bore you. But Google My Business Help is really good, and they will answer almost any of your questions that you have. But if somebody has, let's say you forgot your email that you used, just try and remember all the old emails you could have used and try and get in. Don't just automatically create a new profile, because creating a new profile or listing could be damaging later on. Try and recover. There is also a way to recover. You can go to Google My Business Help. There's a specific link you can go to ask for the ability to manage the business. What Google does is it will send a request to the owner they have on file. If that is you with an old email, you'll get the email and you'll find your way back in. But don't just panic and start a new profile right away. That can be very damaging later. You don't want to do that for sure. So when I do these presentations, I don't like a lot of slides. I like the open conversation, so I would much rather do that now. I just wanted to get the basics out there to show everybody the basics. So if you have any questions, now's a great time to ask. And it doesn't have to be about the basics. Whatever you want to know about Google My Business, let me know. Rusty, you got something?
Yeah, so I share an office with 3 other mortgage lenders. So we all have the same address. We all work for Embrace, but we're basically self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
So I did start a Google My Business just with my name, but I have a shared address.
That's okay. Google understands when you start your profile as an agent, Google understands that you're an agent, so you may move companies several times. So it's okay to send that postcard to your main office, okay, and verify your business through the main office. It's okay to do that. That's why Google created those account profiles or agent profiles.
Okay. So
did you have?
So it's okay to have several at the same address?
Absolutely, because you're all agents.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like some real estate offices have hundreds of people in the same office, and each one of those real estate agents should have their own profile, because again, a real estate agent might be with Coldwell Banker one year, and next year they're with Long and Foster. And Google knows that they change all the time. Same thing with insurance agents, financial people, doctors, lawyers, veterinarians, all of those kinds of things where you move from practice to practice or office to office, you are allowed to create your own branded profile. And you should. Okay, somebody else just joined us. Who's 540-604-7164?
Hi, my name is Betsy Smith, and I'm with Alpha Media.
Betsy
We're
Smith.
members of FABA, and I wanted to listen in.
Okay, I'm trying to find you in my participants so that I can give you a name. Do you know how to name yourself on the phone?
I just gave my name Betsy Smith, that's all.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and rename you so everybody can see who's talking. Betsy Smith.
Oh, I'm actually only on the phone, not on the Zoom.
Gotcha. Okay, Betsy, we actually ran through our presentation quickly. It was just on the basics of setting up and claiming Google My Business. The floor is open now for questions and answers if you have any.
Boy, I wish I'd heard the whole thing. I'm sorry I didn't.
Well, that's okay. Again, it was just the basics. It sounds like you're probably a little bit more sophisticated than that anyway.
I have no questions right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sherry?
Yes. So, so Universal Title Fredericksburg already has, a page and everything. And I just went on there and looked. So there was someone that gave us a bad review, and it was actually for another office. And it was, it was actually their issue anyways, and not really ours. And I have flagged the comment just simply because it shouldn't be for our office anyways. And it's still showing up on there. So like when I go on and Google my page, that's now, I don't know, maybe just because I'm the owner, if that's the first one that I see. But any more tips on how to actually get that off of there?
Well, the only thing you can do is submit it and for review.
I've done it 3 times.
I wouldn't overdo it because all you're going to do is piss off the person who handles your account.
Oh, well then I have successfully done that. Okay.
Yes,
hey.
probably. They are it's very, very difficult to get those kinds of things removed because a little tidbit about Google My Business. Google does not pay for it. In other words, they don't make money for it, and they don't pay a lot of money out to manage it. It
Right.
is user managed.
Okay.
So if a user creates a bad review for you, to have that removed basically takes an act of God.
Okay. All right.
It's just not going to happen. The best thing to do is answer the review and say, I'm sorry you had a bad experience with a different office. This is not us. Can you please remove the review? And hopefully the person will understand and remove the review for you.
Yeah, tried that. Didn't happen. So my thought on this is that if there are, and we've got a lot of good reviews on here. I just don't know why that's the first one that shows up. So I've put my name in here, and I don't know if maybe everyone else can do that. I think certainly working together. I mean, I'm going to go on right here and do yours, Palachi. But I mean, if everyone just wants to put the name of their business on there, I will certainly, go on there. I mean, I've worked with Rusty, I've worked with Suzanne. I don't know Abby and Betsy, but, I mean, I'll certainly go on there and give a review. So that, would that help? Yes, Chrissy.
You don't want fake reviews. You want real reviews. Yes, it's okay.
No, I'm not saying fake. No, not at all.
If you've really done business with somebody and you really feel that a good review is necessary, then yes, go ahead and do that. Putting out links to, putting out on Facebook, hey, give my company a 5-star review to help me. That's not a good thing to do. You will get caught.
Right. Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, that was the other, that was the other thing. But like, I mean, certainly if it's something that you have worked with someone and you give them a review, do you think it prompts other people to go and say, oh, someone gave me a good review, let me go look and see? Or is there any way to beef up your reviews? And how much, and a second part of that question, how much of those reviews count towards, the knowledge panel or the map pack?
Well, that's a great question. So the map pack really has 3 things working for it. It's relevance, it's proximity, and it's popularity. So the proximity, there's really nothing you can do. The proximity is where you are according to the device that's being searched on. So there's really not much you can do with that, except make sure that your service areas are correct in your Google My Business profile. You've got to really make sure, and that's what I talked about before. If you're a local company, don't put United States. Yes, we like I said earlier, we do not make a local play. We just started the local play when I started these Google My Business lessons.
Right.
So for us, Google My Business was never that important. Now that I've seen how just doing these couple of tweaks over the past 2.5 weeks has bumped me up to #1 in the map pack and got me 94 views just in the past 3 days on Google My Business, it's becoming a little more important to me. But the proximity thing is all about where you are located according to the device where the search is being held. So there's not much you can do about that. The other thing, the relevancy is how relevant are you to the person's search? So that's when we talk about proper search terms, proper titles, proper H1 tags, all that kind of stuff on your web, doing posts, becoming relevant on Google My Business, posting to Google My Business, consistently posting images, consistently posting videos. That brings your relevance up. The next one is popularity. Popularity is your testimonials. So of the three, I would say that popularity is probably the least important. That doesn't, like, it may be, 35% relevance, 35% proximity, and 30% popularity. So it's really close, but of the three, popularity is the least important. So are they important to your Google Maps? Yes, but they have to be honest. And people see through, people have good BS meters. Remember that?
Yep.
And the other thing that you can do is, I'm gonna show you something because I find this astounding. There is a guy, let me see if I can remember who it is. Nuns Heating and Air. I'm gonna show you this. Here it is. That's the wrong one. For some reason, I can't find it right now. So there's a guy in Florida who has like 3,500 reviews, and he's killing it on Google My Business. He's doing great getting the reviews. You know how many are unanswered?
How many?
About 3,490 of them. So with the reviews, answering the reviews is very important, okay? You want to make sure, even if they're great reviews, go in and answer the review. That's how those reviews become more relevant, because a review that's not answered in Google's eyes is meaningless, okay? However, bad reviews are the things that people look for. So when I'm looking for a company, and let's say I'm on Amazon and I'm looking at buying a product and I see the seller and I go to check out the seller, the first thing I do, I don't read the 5-star reviews, because to me, half of them are probably crap. They're probably BS. So I go right to the 1-star reviews to figure out what was wrong with the company and did the company answer. If you look at Stafford Technologies, when we had our computer store, I got 3 bad reviews out of over 3,500 tickets that we did, okay? I answered every single one of them. And I'm brutally honest when I answer them, because I want people to know that, look, I'm a stand-up business guy. You do business with me, I'm going to be brutally honest and truthful. Some of my answers are like an arm's length long, but that's really, really important. Now, having said that, I myself, because I haven't been worried about Google My Business, have not done a very spectacular job at answering my own reviews. However, in the past week and a half, I've answered a few, which I think has helped me in my Google search returns. So short answer is yes, they're important. And the best way to bump them up is to answer them.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely have gone in here and answered them. Sorry.
That's okay.
Betsy, were you saying something?
I just said it shows your level of engagement. It shows that you're paying attention. And I think when you answer them, you should also repeat the name of your business. Like, I'm sorry you had a bad experience with so-and-so. Anytime you can, and then, but the more responsive you are, it just looks like you're paying attention. Even the good ones, thank you so much. I'm glad you had a good experience with so-and-so, because it just keeps branding your name. Keeps branding your name. And I agree. When I go to Amazon, I look, if you see a pattern that looks phony, sure, I look at the negatives, because I want to know what aspect, and then find out if it's being worked on or fixed. If they respond and say, we're sorry you had this bad experience, we're currently, it just shows a level of engagement.
Exactly.
Shows you're not asleep at the wheel. You want to be, you're not asleep at the wheel. And it looks like you're paying attention. So, and bad reviews are important, because it looks like, it doesn't look like you're set up with only people that are happy. Because people know every business has room for improvement. So I'd respond to it all. Say, I think you've contacted the wrong office. We don't operate this way, whatever. But yeah, extremely important.
Yeah, I mean, this person that left this review, I mean, they felt completely wronged. And it was really something that was totally out of our control. But, you know, as long as that person feels like that they've been wronged, I mean, that's why they just never, but, so Michael, how often would you recommend going in and checking your Google reviews? I mean,
if you're making a local play, then Google My Business profile is probably one of the most important critical things you can do for your business. Okay. So I would say if you're not going in there every day to just poke around, make sure everything's good, I would do it at least every 2 days. And the reason being is that will also get you in the habit of posting. The posting on Google My Business has been ignored by most businesses. I would say 95% of the businesses out there don't bother posting articles, posting pictures, or posting videos on Google My Business. So if you get into the habit of being there 2, 3, 4 times a week, it gives you the opportunity to do those posts. Now, you know, the snippet that's going to show up, I forget the exact amount of how many characters are going to show up in the actual profile. I think it's 150 words or whatever it is, doesn't matter. That will go, when people click on that, you can make that post up to 1,500 words long. The thing with posts is they disappear every 7 days, okay? So you post something, 7 days later it disappears. It gets archived on your Google My Business website that Google My Business creates for you, but it disappears off the knowledge panel. So you want to make sure you're doing an article at least once every 7 days. The thing of it is consistency. If you know your personal discipline, you can't do one every 7 days, you can only do one every 14 days, that's fine, but make sure you do it every 14 days. Google loves consistency. Google, remember we talked about those 3 things, popularity, proximity, and relevancy. Relevancy is really important to Google, okay? And if Google knows that they can depend on you to give them fresh new content every 14 days, that's great. They love that. If you give it to them every 7 days, even better. If you give it to them every day, that's great too. So you want to make sure you're getting in there and you're posting on your Google My Business, okay? And you can put links in those posts back to your website. That's fine. That's all allowed. That's what it's there for. Google wants you to be successful. They want you to use their tool because they want you to put as much information on their search engine results page as possible, because at the beginning, like I said, Google is making a play to keep everybody in that knowledge panel. They are improving that knowledge panel exponentially from just a couple of years ago. Everything you need to know about a business is there. So if you can post, if you can put pictures, if you can put videos on a regular basis, that's going to help your relevancy a lot. So I would get in, now that I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm in there every day. I'm improving stuff. Now, having said that, you don't want to make too many wholesale changes at once because you'll be under review. And you don't want Google to go through that review process constantly. It's just, you could get flagged for making too many changes. Now, as far as posting, you can post as much as you want, but don't do this flurry of posts for a month. I'm going to do one a day, and then after a month, all of a sudden, Google doesn't hear from you. That's bad. That's really bad. So consistency is the game. Linda joined us. Hi, Linda. You want to introduce yourself? I don't know if Linda has audio. Anyway, okay. Anybody else have any questions? Zan, anything? No?
We want to reach out to you after this individually. Can we do that?
Yes, I am actually posting my information right now. As a matter of fact, I would love everybody to post their contact information in the chat. Betsy, I know you don't have chat with you. Do you have the chat on your phone? No, you just do straight call in.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you register for the class so that they have your information at FABA?
Let me double check that. I think I did, but let me go back and check because usually I'll get a confirmation.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
if so, then everybody will have your contact information. But for everybody who has chat, if they want
I want to
to
go in there.
go ahead and put their information in there, they can, because I think, Maria, this is going to be available for people to watch later, so they can always see the chat later.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
right. Okay, good. I'll find a way to make sure I get in there.
Okay. And Betsy, if you give me your email, I'll go ahead and send you an email if you want to do that real quick.
Sure, it's a little long. It's BETSY at ALPHAMEDIA USA.com.
Betsy at alphamediausa.com.
Correct.
That's easy. Okay. Cool. Nobody has questions?
I mean, I think this was amazing information, and I mean, I just, it's something that I had, when, like, I'll get a notification that someone, you know, has left a review, but typically that's the only time that I go in there. So, I mean, I know for me, it's going to be something that I'm adding into my calendar as I'm going, you know, over like social media, the web, stuff like that, that I'm going to add this in there. You know, and I just made a couple changes right now. I mean, just quick, simple, you know, but definitely going in there to add more posts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, finish.
No, sorry. So, I mean, and the really cool thing is that, you know, I mean, again, as you start clicking on all these different tabs on the left, I mean, Google Business is great. Like, it gives you like ideas and suggestions. So, I mean, anybody can do it.
Yes. One of the things that I have to tell everybody who's not familiar, right now, if you go into your Google My Business, you'll see that there's a note that any changes you make may take a little longer than usual under review, because they are working with a skeleton crew because of COVID-19 like everybody else. Having said that, again, I had one lady that I had her postcard sent on Friday. She emailed me yesterday with the verification code. I have another one that I did through almost 3 weeks. It's 18 days, and I still haven't gotten the postcard. Okay, so we actually had to redo the postcard last week. So, you know, it all depends where you are in queue and who's your account manager and all that kind of stuff with Google. So those changes that you made, don't expect them to be reflected immediately. However, posts, videos, and images are being uploaded almost immediately. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. One more thing on images, by the way. Again, Google My Business is a local play. If you are going to go ahead and load images, make sure they have a stamp, a map stamp on them, a location stamp on them, okay? You want to make sure that you're using Geo Tagging. And real quick, let me see, there's the one that I use all the time. And of course, there it is. And I'm going to put it up in the chat for everybody. If you don't know how to geotag your images, you can use that tool. You go to tool.geoimgr.com. It's a free tool. You can upload your images and then follow directions. It'll geotag it. Because now, if you have geotagged images for Fredericksburg, Virginia, and you have a competitor who's loading up images from his phone that he took when he was, I don't know, somewhere else, and it's geotagged for New York City, what's Google going to think? The geotag from Fredericksburg is going to get precedent over the geotag from New York, because again, this is a local play. So make sure you tag it when you do videos. Load them to YouTube, and don't ignore the advanced options, because in the advanced options, you can give a location to where you shot the video. Again, that's very important for local SEO. Another hint on video, 60 seconds or less. Google My Business, 60 seconds or less for videos. What's cool about that is Instagram feed is 60 seconds or less. Anything longer goes to the story. And TikTok is 60 seconds or less. So like I've been doing with my digital marketing at 60 seconds for the past few weeks, I'm able to now use that across all my social media. But make sure you geotag those videos, geotag those images. Very, very important.
Hey, Mike, can you repeat that tools.geoimgr.com, was that it?
Yes, tool.geoimgr.com.
Yeah, it's over,
imgr.com.
yeah, it's over in the chat too. So I've
Yeah,
already.
she doesn't have chat. She's on the phone.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
just audio.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
And by the way, images, they also disappear in 7 days. However, images, they're a lot easier. You can do memes, you can do all sorts of things with images, and I would encourage you to load 2 to 4 images per week to try and get into that habit. Again, consistency is the key. If you can only do 1 a week, that's fine. Just do it consistently. Everybody thought Google My Business was easy, right? Does everybody know that you get a website with Google? A free website? No? I'm gonna take 2 more minutes and share my screen because I think we got like 5 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and find mine. Oop. Hold on 1 second. Let me get in there. You know what? It's easier to do it this way. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 more minute. I'm just trying to find it. I should have had it ready for you. My fault.
I'm super excited to put some more content in this. You know, and I mean, and like for me, it's just seeing like, okay, you know, I like to know I'm actually a little bit, even though I do marketing, I'm quite a bit of a numbers geek. So like, I want to see, like, I follow all the, you know, how many people have clicked on there and, you know, how many people have liked it this week and what's your percentage?
Yep. So if you can see my screen, you'll see here in the left-hand sidebar, they have what's called website. And this brings you to your Google My Business website. The problem with the website is you can't do much to it. It is what it is, basically. It pulls the information directly from the knowledge panel. You can do some minor edits to it, but it is what it is. What's good about it is a website. It is another website that when you write articles, point back to your website, it's another link. And you know, backlinking is a very good SEO strategy, especially local. We want as many quality backlinks as possible, and obviously Google is rated a 100 as far as linking, link authority. So we definitely want to make sure that we pay attention to this as well. Again, not much you can do, but you can do some tweaking to it, okay? It's pretty ugly. It's never going to be pretty. But it is what it is. Okay. All right. Well, coming up to 10:45. Anybody else have any questions?
No, I just wish I'd gotten here sooner, but had to do what I had to do.
That's okay. We can talk offline as well, Betsy. And I'm going to have this recorded, and I think Maria and Chrissy and Shelly are going to go ahead and put this out. I don't know if it's going to end up on the website or not. Maria, are we going to do that?
We gotcha. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Just send it over.
Yeah, we should create on the website a resources page so everybody has access to these things all the time.
Great.
You know. All right. I guess if that's it, we can shut it down, right?
Yay! I have 17 minutes before my next Zoom meeting.
Me as well. Well, thank you very much, Michael, for telling us all about it today. We do appreciate it.
No problem. Again, that was just the basics. I'm going to go ahead and start creating one for a little bit more upper level stuff, and we'll do this again soon. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Does this mean that everyone here gets to graduate to the part 2?
Everyone here, when I finish my Google My Business Basics book, will get a copy of the ebook. Okay?
Yay!
And you won't even have to download it and go through my funnel system. I'm just going to send it to you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
everybody.
day.
Betsy, I look
Yeah.
forward to speaking with you.
Thanks, Mike. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.